start with English questions. You could raise your hand
Sure.
first, please.
Roger, you look like you were moving amazing out there. You feeling good? How's the knee?
Good, very happy. The knee is a thing of the past, which is great. I don't even have to think or talk about it. So I thought the match went really well. Rocky start in the beginning, just finding the groove, finding the rhythm, seeing the ball. So I'm very pleased how it went, and yeah, moving on to the next round. It's going to be different. It's going to be different matchup, so I got to adjust again.
Roger, there have been a lot of players like you who manage to stay at their level as they get older. But Robert is one of those guys who's actually managing to get better as they get older, and reaching career highs, winning titles, cycle wins. Do you have any explanation for that, or did you see anything that tells you why that's happening?
Yeah, a good question. I'm not sure what it is that did click, clicked in his game or in his head, or what happened, or if it just paid off to keep doing what you're doing, figuring it out, maybe scheduling, maybe it is work ethic, maybe it was a coaching change, who knows what it is. I think it would be very interesting to do interviews with those players who sort of late bloomers, right, who did it later on in their career. I find it fascinating too, because you would think you're in your best period between maybe 23 and 28. I admire those guys though, to make the breakthrough later on and find a way and not lose love for the game early, because it's easy, because you playing mostly on the Challenger Tour, maybe even Future Tour, satellites way back when Stephane started, like I did. So it's nice to see him doing well now and being able then to play against great players and on the big courts. I think that's then so motivational for those guys to keep going, and then all of a sudden the age really just becomes a number.
Roger, Maria Sharapova is coming back to tour next month after her ban, and tournaments are weighing whether or not to give her wild cards coming back, as she'll have no ranking. A few already have. Just what are your thoughts on that process? It's sort of unprecedented in tennis to have a big superstar coming off of a ban like this.
It's a tough one. What do you want me to tell you? Like you said, because it's the first, it kind of is what it is, Some people will like it, some people won't. She paid the price for what she did, so that's all you can say there. I see the argument of players or people being turned off by it to get wild cards, as others to believe, well, she served her time, so it's all cool now, it's all over. You could definitely revisit the rule potentially, just to decide, is it really just up to the tournaments, that one tournament director to decide if maybe Maria or anybody now, just hypothetically speaking, deserves the wild card or not, after a ban, or should it wildcards not be part of the equation at certain level of tournaments? I'm not sure. I think it's a good debate to have for sure, but at the same time, it's a tricky one. But I'm sure that she's happy that she's back playing.
Roger, to me on court you look as fast as you've ever been. So I wonder if you feel that's the case, and how do you do in the fitness test compared to, let's say, 10 years ago when you were like a
I don't do any fitness tests. Thank God I'm past those stages. I used to hate them, so I really didn't enjoy them, especially as a young kid. We always had to do the 12-minute run. I don't know if in other countries they have it, but yeah, it's just all out for 12 minutes, or there were other tests. They would check your speed, and sometimes they would check how well stretched you are and stuff, and you realize you're terrible, and you're like, does that mean I can't play tennis, So anyway, because I've been working with the same fitness coach for so long, he knows exactly what's good and bad, and he sees when I move well or not. So, and then he tweaks it, so I don't have to do the tests, thank God, no more. But it's true, I feel really good, I feel fast. I think it did pay off that I worked as hard as I did in the off season, and that I actually could work hard It was very exciting for such a long period of time, and I think I'm definitely still benefiting from it. Yeah.
Roger, what has Ivan brought to your game, and how is that similar and different to what Edberg was bringing to you?
Well, I think it's weird to say this, but we're still sort of in the beginning stages because I hardly played last year. I played one tournament where I felt normal last year. That was at the Australian Open. All the other tournaments, there was something wrong, either sick or injured or hurt or the knee not right. So I've basically had 2 tournaments with him, both Australian Opens, if you like. But I've been around him now, you know, did a lot of practice. He's very eager. He's got a great work ethic, great attitude towards the game. He's a good friend of mine already before we started working, so I think he really wants me to do well, and you know, he makes me feel that, which makes me feel better then again. And yeah, I like his attitude on the court as well. You know, I see he's intense, he's in it, he's focused, and he gives me good advice. And I like with Stephane, you know, I don't ask much from my coaches. It could be that one advice at the right time, and I feel Severin's done that many times in my career. Ivan definitely helped me throughout the tougher moments to stay positive, and then also in the Australian Open, he gave me some key advice, you know, during the tournament, which was, I think, looking back, very important.
Roger, an off-court question. There's so many products you endorse. You have your own logo. Do you by any chance see yourself as a brand as well?
Me personally, no, because I'm a tennis player. That's what I see myself doing, and philanthropist, you know, a dad, and a husband. Kind of really simple, to be quite honest. Then if you dig deeper and you know, peel off the layers and stuff, and I'm sure if you ask Tony, and you know, of course, he's much more to it, and I do speak to him a lot, just about how we can maintain great relationships with everybody, and how we can do good for the game and so forth. So yeah, there's definitely more to it, but I try not to see it that way, even though probably it is. Yeah.
Roger, is there a certain lightness that's come with that 18th slam? You seem to be really relaxed and having fun. To see you drop to the ground, do the push-ups with the kids, you just seem in a really good way.
That's not because of 18, but it's not like I didn't win a slam in a long time. I'm not doing any push-ups, no, but I'm definitely, I think it was a beautiful thing that happened for my team and for myself down in Australia. I think I should play very relaxed this year, not just here, not just in Miami, not just in Dubai, wherever I'm going to go. I really hope I can play with this lightness, this freshness throughout, because I worked so hard to get to 18 in the last 5 years. Have not always been easy, especially with the injuries and losing some tough matches. But I did have good moments too, you know. Won a lot of tournaments, beat a lot of the top guys, basically all of them. But then also won the Davis Cup, which is big for us, for me. So it wasn't all bad, you know, like maybe people make it sound like it was a huge lull or a bad stretch. It wasn't. It was just one that I couldn't get a slam because of Novak mostly. So I'm happy I finally got it, and yeah, sure. Fuels me with more motivation and excitement, but I also definitely have to be careful of any letdown, you know, after the Australian Open. I think it's real. So that's why I'm really out there like today, pushing myself on, one more point, you know, shot for shot, point for point mentality is so important to see, and not just look too far ahead and think things are going to come easy. Things don't come easy. You watch all the players like Novak today or Rafa, margins are small. If you're not up to your best, you're struggling, and you might lose. We saw with Andy yesterday. It happens so quickly. That's why I'm really pushing for me to have good energy on the court.
The other day when you were reflecting on your time off in your career, you said something very interesting where you said, I need extremely little. Could you reflect on that, on your sort of what your core happiness is, and how that does integrate to getting all this incredible adulation and all this on-court performance in the titles? How does that all mix together?
I need very little in terms of for happiness, you mean?
Yes.
Or,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm just happy being surrounded by family and friends. That's good enough for me. Not lying, winning helps to be happy, because losing ain't fun when you travel around the world and you play a shocker match and you're like, now what? You know, you're gonna sit there. Like, that didn't feel good. So, and then you gotta wait till you get your next shot. So, but other than that, I'm just really happy with it's very little. Exactly what that is. It could be anything. It could be a dinner with friends. Could be seeing someone again. Reading a book to my boys, my girls. I don't know what it is. It could be the most simplest little thing. I guess the urge for normality as well, to some extent, that we try to create wherever we go, because we do live in this funky bubble, you know, in the tennis world and hotels and all that. It's not the norm, so I'm aware of that. So we try to go out and about and discover stuff. So it makes me happy when I get away from it all.
And when there's this like frenzy, like the other day at practice, almost like Beatlemania, what sort of goes through your head when you see the fans just?
It's great. I'm happy for the tournament. I'm happy for tennis, that there seems to be an excitement. And then I appreciate that there's so many, I don't know, that buy my caps and feel connected that way, or a shirt, or whatever it may be, a racket. And I get a chance to, you know, take a picture with them, or sign an autograph for them, or make a dream come true, you know. Because maybe many people will never get to see a tennis tournament ever again, because either it costs a lot of money, or they come from far away. So I always try to tell myself that that person I might have taken a picture with, I'll maybe never see again. That's why I try to make that moment memorable for the people. Unfortunately, I can't sign them all. I think most fans understand that. That's why I don't get booed when I walk away, even though I could only sign maybe 10%. So it's nice that, especially here, there are so many fans that come to practice and that queue for autographs and pictures. I appreciate that.
I know you've been friends with Tommy Haas for a long time and played doubles together and things like that. Just what are your thoughts on seeing him in this new role as tournament director, and just the thoughts on the tournament picking someone like him, sort of a new start for them and a new direction?
Yeah, I like Tommy a lot. I think he's a great guy, and if he's going to do something, he's going to do it with all his heart, and he's very hard working. He's trying super hard. I love to see him in this role. I love seeing former champs, you know, doing what he's doing, giving back to the game essentially, and you know, sort of stepping halfway out. He still wants to play. I think it's wonderful. I told him sometimes, just think about it, how much more you want, because you got this great role here now. But it's great that he wants to go out on his terms, and I think it's going to be a great asset for this tournament, because he's got a lot of ideas. So that's going to keep them busy for years to come, which I think is good.
Last English junior reporter.
Was your 18th Grand Slam most special because of the way you came off injury?
Possibly. It's in the top 5 of all slams. I don't know if it beats my first one, because the first one, it was a dream come true. So that maybe beats everything. French Open, I chased that one, and then when it did happen, it was unbelievable, what it meant to me, and the support I got in Paris. I don't know, winning at the U.S. Open against Agassi was one of my big and best performances potentially. Winning in that atmosphere, under that pressure, being world number 1 and defending, and against him, who maybe people thought he was going to retire if he won. So, and then this one now, after the comeback and the injury, it was by far the biggest surprise. This one was more surprising than probably my first one, sorry, in 2003. But yeah, everyone's special. This one is right up there.
Thanks very much.
Mm-hmm.
So it's right off the table.
Thank you, guys.